Honey, this is a whole chit chat. And when I say this is a chit chat, this is a video that's not like any other video I've made. The reason why I chose to make this video is so that I can give people that don't understand domestic violence, mental and physical abuse, how you can and can't know your worth, how somebody that you can honestly love mistreat you for no reason. When I say mistreat, I mean, people think of domestic violence as the physical part, but nobody understands the mental part. When you are in a relationship, I've said it time and time again on here, when you are in a relationship, when you see the person that you in a relationship with, if they don't bring a song to your heart and a smile on your face, that's not your person. If they don't come in the house and the first thing you say is, "Hi, baby," that's not your person. If you can't go to somebody and when they come in the house, if they don't ask you how your day was, nobody wants to ask, but you got to tiptoe around somebody. You got to try to check to make sure somebody's feelings is not hurt. That is domestic violence. Even if it's not touching, it's domestic violence. We gonna get to it. Yeah, because I am really living right now. I think when people have been bar beaten, and when I say bar beaten, I'm talking like mentally just to the point where you don't care about your makeup, you don't care about your hair, you don't care about how your house looks, you don't care about nothing but trying to satisfy this other person and not satisfy you. That is domestic violence. Leave. I know it's hard to get out of a domestic violence situation because I myself was in one. I myself was called names. I was stepped on. I was actually smacked out of my sleep for $20. I actually had got my taxes and gave this person $1,000 for them to go to the bar and buy the bar, and went completely broke in 30 minutes. So at the end of the day, I know what that's like to see somebody come in the house and to pretend like you sleep so that they don't say nothing to you. I know what that's like. But people tend to like judge people when this is happening instead of helping. Sometimes people need help and they don't ask. Ask them, is something wrong? Do you need me to come and just sit with you? But self-worth is also. Okay, so this is another point I wanted to make. Your self-worth. When you are in a relationship, your person is supposed to, when they see you and your hair is all over the place and you just ain't yourself, they still supposed to tell you that you beautiful. They still supposed to give you that one ray of hope that things is going to be okay. But if you got a person that's constantly at you, constantly talking about you fat, you skinny, you ain't got no money, we broke, what am I gonna do, this and that, and blaming you for everything, that's domestic violence. You can't sit and tell somebody to leave. That's the wrong thing to do, because the more and more you tell them to leave, the more and more they stay. I was told several times to leave. I was told several times, break up with him. I was told several times that it was best if I left him alone. And I stayed. I stayed. I stayed because I was scared that nobody else would want me. I was scared because he told me so many times that I wasn't worthy. Because he told me several times that nobody else would want me. So I stayed. And I just didn't stay. I made my baby stay. I made my son stay. Even though he didn't do any of the bad things in front of my son knew. To the point that if my baby was outside and he came in and he felt that the house didn't feel right, my baby would go upstairs and turn his TV on and close his door. That's how bad it was in my house. That's how bad it was where I stayed. That was so bad that I lost who I was. I lost that I was somebody. I lost that pride that I had in myself. These are the things that nobody talks about. The reason why I'm so mad like this is because I see somebody that I truly love go through this. I see somebody that I truly loved heart broke. I see somebody that I truly loved that I've walked in her shoes. I've walked in her shoes plenty of times. This is not easy. It's easy to say stop, don't, leave. It's easy to say that. But when you tell somebody that has no pride, no worth, no understanding, they stay. And they stay not just because they love that person. They stay because they think that person is all they have. This person could turn you against your family. This person has mind control over you. And you had no idea he did this. You have no idea he controls your whole life. We're going to talk about pride. See, I'm very prideful. When I say I'm very prideful, I know I'm a big girl. I know that. But every day I make sure my hair is combed. Every day I buy me something. Every day I try to treat myself to something. Because I lost my pride. And when you in a relationship where somebody controls everything except for when you go to the bathroom, your pride is so not there. You're not prideful of nothing. Your pride is taken away from you. You feel like you're nothing. You feel like a blank canvas. When your pride is stripped from you, what else can you do? What else can you do? This person that I love dearly. This person, I love her dearly. And she knows that. I will walk through hell for this person. But at the end of the day, I refuse today to allow somebody that I love so dearly go through what I went through. So at the end of the day, yes, I'm going to back her. Yes, I'm going to stand up with her. Yes, I'm going to make sure she's okay. Everybody makes the wrong decisions. Everybody. Nobody is perfect. They can get on here and they can do their thing. But at the end of the day, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't. Nobody does. Because it's hidden. It's hidden in the fact that they don't want people to know. You don't want people to see you scratched up. You don't want people to see you bruised up. You don't want people to see that you don't know your own worth. But you lose all that. All that's gone. Nothing, you have nothing. But my situation was different. I had my best friend backing me. I had my best friend stand up. He was getting ready to fight me. And my best friend jumped between me and him. And she covered me. I would never, no matter how she pissed me off, I would never turn my back on her. Never. Because I love her simply because she stayed, she hung out with me. She did that and I did the same for her. People don't know the scars. They can see scars on the outside all day long. But the scars on the inside don't heal that fast. The ones on the outside does. The ones on the inside stays, and it stays heavy. And you think about it constantly. You worry still about this person even though you're not together anymore. Because he got this person got... Okay, now we're going to talk about taking back your power. When I left because I found somebody that was telling me that I was pretty. I was waking up to text messages talking about good morning, beautiful. I was listening to people in my ear till I fell asleep. I was lucky. I left because I really found somebody that actually loved me for me. I was actually happy. But I still didn't have control of my life. Because somehow or another, he knew where we was going out at. He knew where we was going to be. And he would show up intentionally just to make sure that I saw him. So at the end of the day, he still had some type of control. I knew I had to take my control back. I knew I had to fight back. I knew I had to get back to being just Monica. And that's what I did. Slowly but surely, that's what I did. Now, yes, right now, I'm like maybe about 30 pounds heavier than I should be because I've been taking steroids. But that's okay. That's all going to come to an end on Monday, the 18th. But at the end of the day, I know my worth. I knew that I had to make sure that Curtis grew up like he was supposed to as a happy child. I wanted to make sure that I got some type of enjoyment out of my life. When I moved on, I left, and all I had was my TVs. That's all. My TVs and my clothes. That's it. I didn't move with no furniture. I left it all there. I took my TVs and I took my clothes, and that's all I had. I stayed in my brother's basement for maybe a year or maybe a little under a year. And then I moved in with Edie, who took all that away. Sometimes it's not going to take you to find somebody else before you find out who you are. You have to find yourself before you can find somebody else. Even though I found myself, I had to fight my own devils. I had to fight my own mind. Me thinking like, did I make the right decision? Because this person had trained me to only be with him. I think I just wanted to come on here and talk because I got a lot on my mind. I got a lot that's going on. I got a lot that I don't like to talk about. So at the end of the day, just because I get on here and I tell you about my life is not perfect. Nobody's is. Right now, I'm going through it because I love this person and I have to stand by her, and I will. Okay, the truth about domestic violence is that no, it shouldn't happen, but it does. Domestic violence is such a harsh thing. It tears your life up. It makes you feel like you're nothing. It makes you feel like you have no price. It makes you feel like you are walking around and nobody sees you. If you know that your friend or your family or anybody is going through something, just ask them, do they need a listening ear? A listening ear is everything in a situation like that. I had listening ears. I didn't just have one. I had several. I had several people backing me and telling me, Monica, you're going to make it. But some people don't have that kind of support. Some people don't have that kind of backing. A lot of people go through stuff and you never know. I think I made this video so that people can know the truth about domestic violence. So they can know that whatever you hear or see on TV, that's not the truth. You can't just leave. You can't just be free. There's no freedom in domestic violence. You got to be accountable for every minute, every second of the day. They got to know where you are. They got to know what you wear. They got to know how much money in your pocket. They got to know you're not going to leave. So either they some of them, they get you pregnant. So that it's like an anchor. They try to get you where you stuck and you know you can't leave. Domestic violence is more than what you see on TV. No TV show can tell you how you feel, how you sleep and you cry at night because you don't want this person there and they're there anyway. But when you get out, it's like you got a whole new lease on life. And that's exactly what I had. I would rather come on here and tell y'all about me than tell you about somebody else because I don't know their story. The only story that I know is my own. And this is my story. This is my story of being in a domestic violence relationship. This is my story about being mistreated. This is my book. This is what makes me different. I made it out. I got away. And I never looked back. I never looked back. So when you see me, know that I have a story to tell you. Know that I am an open book, knowing that this is chapter 1.